Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are doing Hazbin Hotel, Alistair's childhood friend mini-series, and this is chapter 4, chapter 5, I can't remember which, or part 4, part 5. We're not in reading stuff, sorry, brain fart. But and I remember, yes, I do finally remember that it is period issue. So you're both about 15, 16, that age, and you, the listener, as a female, have finally had your first period, and you were supposed to go out and hang out with Alistair as it's summer vacation, have all that good stuff, and instead you're hit with your first period. And this is how Alistair will react to it. And when you tell him and explain to him what's going on, and how he asks his mama what is going on, and all that stuff, so he can understand in what he would do as a Yandere in this miniseries situation. So let's get on to business. Disclaimer: Alistair is not Yandere in canon. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Simping for fictional characters and fictional Yanderes is fine. Just do not be illegal or gross about it. And remember to separate fiction from canon, a fiction from reality. Oh, sorry, my brain fart. Remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. And that yanderes are not ideal partners to have in real life. Disclaimer number 2: this is the past. It was horrible. It was disgusting. It was despicable. So there are mentions, very slim mentions, because I'm not going to use slurs like the N word. God forbid. I'm never going to use that word. Frick that. I'm not going to even say the N word because frick that. Or R word. I'm not going to say that either because I'm going to use very loose stuff, but there will be mentions of period accurate racism and period accurate homophobia, transphobia, etc., all that stuff, because this was in the night. This is basically the year it takes place during this chapter of 1915 or 1916. So it's very, very horrible because the past sucked. Also, disclaimer: Alistair is of Creole. I think I'm saying that right. Descent. So he was most likely African American, and uh, uh, a local in the Louisiana area of French settlers, descendants of French settlers in the Louisiana, New Orleans area, and also possibly, what's it called? Native American. I don't know if that's exactly what's in his DNA, but at the very least, Native American and French settler in a local of the New Orleans, Louisiana area, which is where all this takes place and such. And also, his father was probably white. That's what we're using in this head canon and this story. But in canon, he is Creole. That's his ethnic background and culture background as well. So there you go. And also, I know I'm getting long on the disclaimers. In canon, Alistair is arrow ace most likely, but that is a spectrum. Arrow ace, aromantism, which is the romantic attraction and stuff, and asexuality is a spectrum. So being ace and arrow is a spectrum where you could enjoy, where you can also enjoy the physical and romantic parts of thing, being cupiosexual, which is enjoying the acts of romance and romantic attraction and sexual attraction without the attraction itself. So that is where Alistair falls, is where he's more cupiosexual and cupio-romantic, where he enjoys being romantic with his partner, even though he's not fully traditionally romantically attracted, but he does feel something because he is a yandere. And also because he is also enjoys the physical intimacy of kissing, touching, and eventually adult fun time because he is cupiosexual. Anyways, that's that. That's what we're doing for this. But he's still arrow ace, so he doesn't feel traditional romantic or adult fun time attraction to you, the listener, but he does enjoy doing it with you because he loves you in his own way. It's very complicated. It's a spectrum. Arrow Ace is a spectrum in itself. Anyways, let's get back on to track. I know I'm already 5 minutes in. I will put a disclaimer to put 5 minutes in to skip all this. Hopefully, I remember that. Anyways, let's do this. You felt horrible. You were getting ready for your date when suddenly you were hit with the worst pains in your stomach of your life. You rushed to the bathroom and took care of business, but as soon as you saw what was in your underwear, or sheet or whatever undergarments you're wearing. I don't know what they're called. The word escapes me, but it's undergarments in the 1900s. That's basically what it is. You scream for your mama. Mom! You scream and she comes rushing. She comes in and sees the red liquid in your undergarments. Oh, sweetie, you're okay. You're okay, she says and kisses your head. Get cleaned up and I'll get you some fresh stuff. She went to your room to get you a fresh one and also to get the things you needed. Now, it was something that was more one of your more worn out ones because there was just no way she would be able to get you what was needed. I should have done research, but we're going to free bleed, okay? So she got you the stuff and the garments that she used to put between her and her undergarments. What is going on, you ask as she helps you clean up the your thighs. You see, sweetie, you're having a period. A period, you ask, blinking confused. Yes, a period. It's basically when your body is ready to have children and that you're able to now conceive. She explains to you what a period is and that it's your body being ready to have children, but also that you're a little later than most who was on what was on average of being 11 and 12. She was a little worried you may never have one. But you have one now in that it was just a beautiful process of becoming a woman. You did not feel it was a beautiful process. You felt like hell, and all you were craving was Alistair's mama's jambalaya, and also craving sweets. You groan. I hate this. I hate being a woman. Don't we all? We all have to blame Eve, that dang woman who ate the apple, she says, and ruffles your hair. Now you can rest or you can go hang out with Alistair, but I think you should rest. You didn't want to leave Alistair hanging, you had to be honest with him. If you guys were going to be dating, which you just started dating, you had to be honest with him about these sort of things, even though your mama says it's woman business. You think Alistair would understand. So once Alistair came, you left with him. He had a picnic planned for you and him on his boat, a nice picnic where you guys could have lunch and you could already smell the jambalaya. And man, did it smell good. You get to the boat and sit down gingerly. He looks at you. Are you okay? You look a bit uncomfortable. Alistair, there's something I have to tell you. He looks at you confused. What's going on? I'm on my period. He blinks confused. What's a period? You sighed and explained to him that it was basically your body saying that you were ready to have kids and that once a month, for a week out of once a month, or give or take, that depends on hormones and stuff, that your body would have expel the blood because you did not have a baby inside you, and that it was, you joked, it's basically my uterus is angry that it doesn't have a baby inside it, so it's getting rid of all the stuff it prepped for the baby. You explain, and Alistair blinks. That sounds weird. Is it gross? He asks, looking at you uncomfortable. It's definitely gross. I'm sorry if it makes you uncomfortable, you say, realizing that you didn't think that through. No, it's just, how does that work? You shrug your shoulders, and he took care to be extra ginger with you. He kept asking if you were okay. Are you sure you are okay? I don't want to push you. Do you want to go home and rest? Does it hurt? He kept frantically asking these things, worried about you. He honestly couldn't imagine bleeding for a week straight. How could any woman do that? He was baffled. So you guys ended up ending early, but he let you take the leftovers and you thanked him. He then led you to his house to ask his mama for some advice. You sat down at the table with his mama and him as his father was at work. Mama, so How does a man take care of their partner when they are on their period? He asked suddenly, and his mama looked at him. Well, it's about time you two got together. Well, I wish you would have told me in a different way. She says, but Alistair, just be tender with her, just be kind to her. She'll be emotional. No offense, your name, but I'm speaking from experience. Hormones make the mind go crazy and all that, and you have to give extra love and care to your partner when they're on their period. She explains to him, and he nods his head and takes your hand in his. He did it absent-mindedly, thinking about comforting you, but he didn't want to seem overexcited in front of his mother. He wanted to know more, so he sent you home after, well, he walked you home. He walked you home and gave you a hug, being careful not to touch your stomach or areas around there, and you smile at him. Thanks, Alistair. I don't know if I'll be able to go on our hike that we planned on. You tell him, it's okay, we can sit around and read some books. I can read my the Taming of the Shrew to you, he says, smiling at you. And you nod your head. I would like that, you tell him, and he smiles back. You guys give one quick kiss and then you end up going into your house and groaning. Oh, now you were just going to take a hot bath to help soak these dang cramps away. Alistair went home and started to make a plan. He made a list of things that he would have to do for you. He asked you today what your cravings were, and he said his mom. You said it was his mama's jambalaya, so he was going to make extra of that for you the next time your period comes around, so you can have extra cravings and food. You also told him that you really like sweets, especially the beignets that uh, were in those little shops. So he planned to save up money to be able to get you those as well, so he can treat you and make you feel as comfortable as possible. He also asked his mama what would ways to help relieve cramps were. Soaking in the tub and stretches and stuff. Kept doing his research to make sure that he could take care of you. The idea of you in pain and uncomfortable because of something that you cannot control made him upset, and he was going to do his best to make sure that you were comfortable. It was his job, after all, because one day he is going to marry you, and he is going to be possibly a father to your children. He doesn't know if he wants kids or if you want kids, but he knew that you were now able to do it if possible, and that one day he would have to be a good partner to make sure that you were taken care of. That was what he was determined to do. He went to bed early that night, ready to plan the day for tomorrow, so he and you could read together and sit on the couch, where maybe he can massage the cramps out of you. The idea of touching you excited him because he would be taking care of you and being able to show his affection to you, even though he's not traditionally attracted to you romantically. He could not help but the idea of taking care of you, as it made him feel giddy and feels like he has a connection to you, making him fall in love with you all the more. Anyways, I think that's what Alistair would be like in general with his partner that is a childhood friend. He would want to take care of them and to show that he can be a good partner and that he can be a good boyfriend to his girlfriend, because he's obsessed with you, obviously. He's yandere for you. So he would really want to take care of you and to be able to show that he can be this good partner and be by your side and be the one to take care of you so that you can rely on him. And it also is a way for him to show that he does care about you, even if it's not traditional romance. And yes, he would be a worry wart when he first hears it, because right now he's 15. He hasn't unalived anyone fully. So he would, of course, be a little bit on edge about periods and stuff and all that stuff. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed. If you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see. If there's anything you want to see in this mini series, like I said, you guys wanted to see the period stuff, so that was a suggestion that you wanted to see in this mini series, and I did it. Comment below what you would like to see, but please stay in within the rules and guidelines. Obviously, because of YouTube, I can't do it the adult fun time scene, so we won't be doing that stuff. But it will be implied when you do have your first time together, which you have to wait until they're both 18, because I can't do minor stuff because, ew, that's gross. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this. And now, Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being my first patron. You are wonderful, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Thank you, Gav. And thank you, Wicked Brony, for being my second patron. You are wonderful, stunning, beautiful, gorgeous. Thank you, Wicked Brony. I hope that you all enjoyed this and stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time. Secret outro time. Secret outro time. Secret outro. Secret outro. Secret outro. Welcome to the secret outro. The secret outro of the day is basically, if you were on your period with Alistair, would you want to have some of his mom's recipe jumble? I know I would, because I crave meats and juicy stuff when I have the crave. So McDonald's fries, meats, like just straight up meat, or sweets. Like, those are the three things I crave. So anything with meats, and just, I love spices when I'm on my period. I don't know why. I love so much seasoning when I'm on my period. Good Lord. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed and stay sexy on my sexy muffins. Bye bye.